These are both pretty good. Probably just go for this one. The Storm is the best unit. Want to go Fangs here, if possible. Gonna have a little bit of a hard time with this crawler. Hopefully he gets hit with a missile, because that's pretty much the only thing that'll kill it. Oh, this is a little precarious here. This crawler's gonna dominate. Might have better luck with this side. It was close, but not quite. All right, this levels up. Oh, this is not good. We're gonna go for mass-produced wasp, just so we can get some air units on the field. What do we need here for this crawler? Let's just get wasps everywhere. This could have been a little bit further in the corner, I think. I'm not sure if this is gonna turn around for the rhino. Hope he doesn't level this. Yeah, this could be more in the side. I don't know why I played that too quickly. So more fangs. That's really good for the wasp, but I'm still happy with putting 3 wasps down. It's just building our board. He is kind of vulnerable to fire. The more I think about it, so maybe he'll get a full sense of security. Yeah, we're not going to be able to take care of this rhino. That's a really good shot. So we're getting owned, but don't worry, don't worry. The rays will come out. Maybe now. But it's coming out for the fire. That's why it's coming. That's why we're bringing it out. There's no point for this ray to go here. You could just go here. And even this, it doesn't need to be. We're not really super concerned about the flanks at this point. Do you need something to deal with this? It can be what can it be? Other than another wasp. I mean, really, wasp is the only thing that can deal with this. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So he goes for the Phantom Ray with HE. Okay, that's interesting. There they are. Yep, sure thing. Now let's see if that fire is gonna connect here. Kind of having a little bit of trouble. There we go. Get the fire there. Looks like he's gonna go. Kind of looks like he's going wasps, but Phantom Rays, but. Okay. So I have some good ideas. I think he makes me want to click HE. Our Phantom Rays, are gonna be just for the fire. Don't want to build too many. Orbital jab, redeploy. Redeploy could be good later on, but let's not think about later on. So the AE wasps are quite good. It's only that the only problem is that the Phantom Rays, well, they're gonna just one-shot the wasps here a little bit. So I don't know. Almost feels like there needs to be a Phantom Ray here, followed by a wasp behind. That redeploy would have been good now, unfortunately. Just occurred to me. We're gonna have to go for the cell instead because we're a Dumbo. That's so bad. Um, I guess we're gonna have to just do this for now. Oh, that redeploy would have been good. The level 2 might actually beat this. Might actually beat us. It's 40%. I don't know if we can actually kill this. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to kill this. This might be close here. This is surprisingly close. We're doing quite good here, and we're at least delaying him, so it's not bad. He's got a pretty crappy tech, HE. I don't believe in HE. I think it's I don't think I'd take HE even if it was offered for free. Okay, a lot of people watching here. Extended range laser sights. I don't know. I don't think we need any of this. You'd argue a laser sight could be good on this guy. Probably do want to continue to missile this. We're gonna have a lot. We have a lot of problems here, and we're gonna need missiles to deal with those problems. Kind of like Phoenixes also. Like Phoenixes are quite good into the boat. She is likely to go for. Okay. Let's hope we don't see the boats. Sandworm. Okay. Sandworm, very interesting text. He doesn't even run Mective. This must be like the full carry Sandworm here. It's gonna go for more Phantom Race with HE. Wait, what happened here? That's not good. We didn't want to see that, but now this makes the factory play all so much better. We're gonna see if he went for the redeploy. Nope. I'm surprised he didn't go for a redeploy. A player of this caliber should be all on top of the redeploy, in my opinion. Does he even have AA on the worm? Okay, that's not good. But he doesn't have anything left except for this single level 1 Phantom Ray. The only question is, do we go for the factory now or next turn? That's the only question. I think we could almost go for it now, but gotta be careful here. Yeah, I think we go for it now, especially that now that we have the money. It's gonna be an easy. It's gonna be an easy. I want to say it's gonna be an easy game here, but um, so he cannot beacon it. So we just put this here. Go for armor, I think. Could go for overload as well, but let's go for armor first. No, actually, let's go for overload. So we kind of want to kill his stuff super quick. And I also want a beacon. I think an oil would be wise. I think the speed is also good. Do I even need the beacon? I don't think so. Wait. So here, we'll put this here. Go for overload. Let's go for range. Let's go for the oil for sure, because you know his we want his units to burn a little bit. I think we can do this. And it's just gonna be armor. Okay. Okay, so there pops the sandworms are popped. Has another one here, but don't think it's a threat. He's got nothing. It's not good to get a debuff. We're gonna lose some some things, but I still think we're at 1900 damage. Just, you know, we kind of don't want this to go on for too much longer. We kind of just need like max, you know, damage immediately. I don't think it's going to be enough here, which is very unfortunate. This is so not good, but we got him. We kind of got him in the cross here. Let's go for the fire. I think the fire has to be so good. And I think we're just gonna stick here. I mean, he could sell and he can reposition here. I mean, why don't we do that? Isn't that smart? Because he's not gonna expect it as much, right? But let's get some crawlers. You know, for the melter maybe. Get another crawler. So we'll just put this guy here. This guy here. Put down the fire from here to here. Like a shield. Go for the beacon. Okay. Go for missiles. Tower level or 2. Maybe even 2. I think that's our turn. Okay, so we're locked on, I guess, but we're also locked on to the melter, but oh no, this is not good. I really tried that conclusion. I really tried. Maybe the original beacon wasn't that great. I don't know. Okay, at least we don't lose the tower. Maybe we shouldn't have upgraded to. Wait, we're still gonna win this. Wait, are we? Kind of are. Like, if we get the tower. Wait a second. How does he have so much like HP? Oh man. Even had the fangs behind. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Now we get the Mustangs. Let's just go for like 1,000,000 sandworms here. Let's sell out of something, go for 1,000,000 sandworms. Who cares about the Mustang? Mustang's not bad though, but I want to get the money. All right, so go for this. I mean, I'm sure the Mustangs are better, but at this point, we just want the money. And let's go. Let's go for the sandworms. Mecdiv. The only problem is we're gonna need the speed, the shield. We're gonna need a lot of things. Maybe we throw a crawler here as well. All right, let's hope for the best here. Not sure if this fire is actually good or bad for us. Good thing we went for level 3 here. We actually popped the melter, which is crazy. Good. We're making some progress. I think we win this here. There we go. I think we win this. Wait. This is not amazing. We don't want to see this. No, okay. It's actually the Phantom Ray. Boom. That was good. All right, so we weren't really watching what was going on here. Apparently, he sold out of this. This was still around, but got killed pretty easy. We stopped missiling here, which probably wasn't good. But we just have so much here. If you look at the damage on that last round, it's surprising how much those cheap wasps did. They did more than the Phoenix at the same cost. Sure, they do have one technology though. But even this, 100 cost is doing more than this Phoenix. Surely we bought more than one Phoenix, right? We have another Phoenix here. Yeah. Um, and the Phantom Rays, they actually did so much damage to the Sandworm, surprisingly. These guys did, okay, this guy did something. This guy did almost nothing. Positioning of his melting point there. I mean, I think we played it pretty good here with these Mecdiv balls. Made a lot of sense. I don't know what this is for. Like, this doesn't make sense. Why do you put this here? And he has range as well. This is crazy. So this guy is playing at the high level. He's playing these two techs. Really doesn't make sense, but maybe there's something to it. I mean, he's at 120 with the tower. So it's one whereas we are, I guess he does he kill if we click range here, we're 125. So it matches the wait, no. Wait a second. So 65. Okay. So it's 65 plus 70. So 135 versus 120. So still a 15 range difference with the Wasp. So the Wasp still probably murk this. I'm not sure if 15 range is enough. I'd have to see, but I think I'd be more worried about is the perhaps Raiden, perhaps Boat. It seems bad to double tech this, especially with these techs, because it makes it less effective. You can see the damage I did on this was nothing, but that's probably because of this marksman. Interestingly, this marksman did so much. I wasn't sure about the marksman because I always see it's ranged Mustangs instead. And it's quite crazy that we actually went overload instead of armor. Hmm. Yeah, I gotta say I like the way we played that with the with the cheap wasps, and the flank actually really helped us because it allowed us to put our units in the back and like they were actually doing something. Whereas normally if we just spread our units, sometimes they just fly in and just die. But here at least they trade off pretty well with his deploys and supply costs. So by the time it goes up, it's like it doesn't matter if it does anything. You know, it's already done it's already done its job. Yeah, that was interesting. I just think though the last round there, the round before this, I think we could have played that better. Like we should have been able to finish. I mean, not this round, the first factory round. So ideally, we finished the game right here. Let it go on for those two more rounds is highly precarious. So I mean, forts, forts might do well into the sandworm, but then I mean, we could try it as an experiment. I would never go forts, knowing having the experience I have with the factories. Even if the fort is better, I don't think I'd go for fort. So what do we go for? What do we do here? Is it just shield? Shield doesn't do anything. It's got to be rocket punch. We don't have any techs actually that are good into this. Into this. So I guess it's gonna be like something like this. Feels kind of bad. Maybe put like a chaff here. Um, then what else do we do? I guess we level these guys up. Guess we level the Phoenix up. Put down another Phoenix here to help out with the to help out with this situation. Probably can go for a missile here just to free everything up a little bit. Okay. So his Phantom Razor chaff clear essentially, but that was pretty surprising. This might spell trouble here. So what we needed to do was predict and put another factory here, fort here, but it ends horribly. Even if you put another fort here, I don't think it's gonna end that well, knowing what he's gonna do. So, and that's, I think, just think the forts that we have just don't have any techs. Maybe as is a problem. So, go for another Phoenix here. This, I mean, yeah. Let's say we sell out. What do you go? Rocket punch. Do we just missile this? So, looks like the rocket punch actually does a lot, actually. So what happened to the worms here? Did we actually kill them? Okay. So never mind. I mean, maybe the fort is not so bad here. Kind of does make sense to put one here. I mean, we can't just counter what he's doing in the previous round. All right, so yeah. I mean, that's if we put one fort here, and I think we probably should. Okay, so yeah, forts can work. What about like just a level 1 factory, maybe with overload and like a beacon or something? Wait a second. Why can't we go for a level 2 factory then? So level 2 factory, okay, we can't go for multiple technologies. Overload does seem pretty good in this situation. Guess we can't go for the oil. We can go for level tower, but it's good. Let's go for the beacon. Let's go for this. And okay, let's level the tower once. So I guess we just go straight in Go straight forward, like this, and then go like this. Seems weird, but I don't know if it's better to do it like this because it's not going to move right now initially anyways. It's got to kill all this stuff. I mean, there's no point in it in exactly moving. I mean, we could have positioned it here. It would have gotten all the way out over here. So maybe that's a mistake. Yeah, maybe this, if you're going to beacon the factory, maybe it needs to be, maybe we just need to have it beaconed over. Yeah, we're not able to kill him. I think he had 13 there. So perhaps the beacon is through here and then through there. Overload makes a lot of sense. I think we went for the oil, thinking that we needed to go for the oil for the chaff clear, which also does makes a lot of sense. You can just you could just say, let's forget about the range. Forget about the range, forget about the tower enhancement, just click oil. Like, that could be a legitimate play. I think that's more of an all-in play, but those are the kind of plays that we want to do. We want to go all in. All right, so let's say we oil from here to here, or from here to here. Probably from here to here, right? Then we'll just beacon this guy, kind of like from here, and then to like here, I guess, right? Guess when it's here, it's already gonna get the tower. We can always, I don't know, we can always missile something. Maybe we missile this. Okay, interesting. How much does this kill? Quite a bit. Okay. It's not the greatest positioning. It's not the greatest beacon. It's not the greatest fire. Doesn't look like it does much except for just kill the worms. But it is slightly better. Alright, so that could be a way to play that instead. It looks like here you almost, it almost doesn't even, you know, you almost could just go for, knowing this exact layout, I think a level 1 factory is more than enough, really, for this. Level 1 factory with overload is really more than enough. And you could almost just throw another one down, like here, and then just try to call it a day. Like, you know, he's going to have stuff coming through here. I mean, it could even be on the line, actually. But it probably doesn't need to be on the line. It could probably be, you know, like here. And, I mean, it's either we missile this so the stuff comes in quicker, or we just missile this so there's, you know, more chaff. But this is probably a little bit better. So we're just hoping this Farseer doesn't, like, kill this thing too quick. Farseer is strong, but it's not very strong enough. It's, you know. Ideally, this factory survives. No. That's a little too unfortunate. But it was close. And this is almost dead as well. We do about 3,000 there. Let's say we try the same thing, except for we go for armor instead. Does the armor actually beat this this setup here? Hard to say. It may not. I don't know. This worm is like not dying at all. Now it's 1-on-1, but the worm is winning. But we're doing better here. There is an argument to be made that this factory should be over here because you're not. If you want to tank, then you should allow it to tank. If you want it to DPS, then you go for launch overload. So the way that this factory is that it's a tanky factory. The way that this factory is that it's a DPS factory. But we gave it the tanking technology. So really, if you think about it, I mean, this guy's gonna come in. This guy's gonna come in. It's gonna be the exact same thing. You know. Let's say he beacons in. Just make sure he's not gonna go around or anything. You could just put it like this. I mean, it's unlikely he's gonna do this or anything. So this is it's right in the perfect way. What this allows us to do is allows us to just kind of we don't get damaged in the initial like 5 seconds, and now that our DPS units are coming in, now we're able to take out the threat using our phoenixes and stuff. So I think in this situation, the factory might live. It's awfully close. There we go. And that's 2 factories that are alive. So that's the correct play. I think that's the best, pretty much the best possible play. And yeah, the way we played it there, man, that was pretty crappy. I'd say if this is 10, the way we played it was like a 4 or something, maybe even a 3. Maybe a 5, so something very, very average. Because if you leave them with health leaving left over, it's really not good. The only way we could have played it worse was just throw a factory in the middle, and then the sandworms just go in, and then later everything else dies, and then we end up losing. So it was pretty bad. That being said, we're not quite yet an expert on factories, so we're figuring this out as we go along. And now we realize the difference between like a tanking factory and a DPS factory, right? The DPS factory might have worked, but we weren't expecting the sandworm here. I thought he would just go more sandworms here, but you have to be prepared. The guy's stood 2300. Yeah, he's not a dumb ball or anything. So looking at that second round where we got obliterated by the melting point. Not round 8, round 7. I think round 8 was pretty well played. I don't have any disappointing thoughts about that. So we'll go for the fire. And now we got to think about this. So if we want to keep it on this side, we need to make sure that like we can put a crawler here for the deep flank. We can't just put it here. I really don't think we can just put it here because it's gonna get insta locked, right? So it's got to get moved over or in here. So I think there's just more threats to deal with, and if we want to go for a tower snipe, we can just go in. I do think that we can actually just leave it in this side. So we'll go for this. Rebuy the factory, put it in a more... And maybe we should have put this in this area initially, right? Because, I don't know, I put it here just thinking it was going to end the game. And I was thinking if he goes for a beacon, then maybe like this guy goes through. So that was my thought process, which may not be correct. So I guess we do something like this. Let's for sure let's shield here. Ideally get range as well. But we don't have, we can get a range actually. Do we have the beacon? Okay, but we need the beacon though, I think. The beaconless factory I think is like a dead factory. Can only go for armor. You know, it's not horrible. Armor is, armor still has a place in this, I think. All right. At least it doesn't get the lock on immediately there. Why is it moving so slow? Oh my goodness, we didn't click speed. Okay. Yeah, see, the range is actually pretty important. A lot of things are important. The incendiary bomb, I think, is important. So, I mean, so we can do this, right? We can do this. We can do this, right? We can do this. Right. And then let's say we go from here to here. Right. How much money do we have? Do we have enough for range? We do. We can go for this and this. We can sell something like this. And now we can go for the beacon. And a tower level and a shield. Because we expect missiles here always. So probably just beacon it from here to here. Right? And then like to here. It's probably how you beacon it. All right, now we're right in the face of the melter. Gonna get a quick tower snipe. So this factory is so much better than the factory that we played in game. And then that's because we went for range. Because once melters are out, you need range. The range also complements the launch overload super well. So it's a fairly obvious way to play it. So this is the way we should have played it. I'd say, I don't know if this is considered a 10, but it might be an 8 or so. The way we played it was like, horrible. I don't remember exactly how we played it, but it was like, it's probably like a 2 or a 1. So let's see what we did. All right. So we put the fire here. We actually moved it here. And I think it got locked on like instantly by the melter. We try to put this shallow flank here. We try to put a single crawler here, right? We didn't click range. We went for the fire. I think the fire is fine. And yeah, the problem here I think is the beacon. It can't go anywhere. Number one. Number two, there's just way too much stuff behind the melter, whereas here he doesn't have anything. The fire can just go straight down. Maybe we should have fired, like, I think if we were gonna go this side, should have tried to fire him like from here to here. I'm surprised he didn't go for the shield. Surprised maybe the shield dies anyways. So I think it was just the fire placement mainly. If we fired here, we probably get a probably get a probably get a quick lock on or something. Like we almost well, there's just too much stuff for this factory to shoot at. That was the problem. So I think if we switch sides, which is valid, it is more money to switch sides. Go for the incendiary. And sell out of this. Right, but the problem is now these steel balls are gonna wreak havoc. Unless, you know, we plan to have a defensive steel ball, kind of like this. Right, and then let's say we go for like something like this. Um, can we go for a crawler or a fang here? Does it make sense to go for like a crawler or fang when it's going into the fire? Is the question. Probably still is. Let's say we go for a fang. Don't have money for the level 2 here. Let's just say we just go like bare naked here. And we go for a beacon. This is pretty risky, for sure. Now it's just insta-lock city. And that fire takes forever to come down, and then he's got the chaff. So yeah, I don't know. Like I kind of like that same side in this situation just because he had so much chaff here. I'm not sure if you get to the if you're going for a if you're going for a tower snipe factory, this is not this is not a place for a tower snipe factory. If you're gonna go for a tank factory, it should be here, right? Now, maybe because we went for 2 factories, maybe we actually end up still winning this. It's kind of close. Nope. Yeah, it is close, but yeah. So, kind of gonna think about this. So, if this is like a tower snipe factory, you're not gonna snipe. I mean, you're gonna need to have cover, crawler cover here, like worms and everything. You're gonna need all this chaff to die. The tanks, you know, he's got the worm, which is crazy good chaff. You know, he's got the level 2 factory here as well. Um, you know, it's really a little bit too much. So yeah, it's, you know, and then if you want to be a tank factory, well, the problem with a tank factory is that you cannot tank a melting point. So if the melting point is on the board, all of a sudden a tank factory is no longer like, you know, you can't build tank factories. You have to build damage factories. And let's say we put this guy here. I mean, there's so much chaff. I mean, you're always going to get insta locked before he. I mean, look at the range: 80 versus 190, or you know, 170. You know, you have to put this like in his face. So, and you have to probably go for a tower, right? Or you have to go for the melting point, which is even more important than the tower, or just as important. And you have to guess where the melting point is, at least where you know where the tower is. And here, you can just go pretty much boom straight to the tower, right? So I like that original position. I don't like switching sides. I was just trying to be cute, trying to be smart. And of course, the last round, the way we played it with the sandworms, that was quite nice. Now, could we have gone for sandworms on this round, like without moving it? Because if you move it, you lose the deploy, of course. Right. So let's say we just go for sandworms. We're like, okay, sandworm time. All right, we got enough money. We got mech div. You don't know where the factory is going to be. It can be here. It can be here. You know, I think this is pretty safe to put it like this. And, you know, put down a fire like this. Right. Be nice to get a beacon, I think, at least for the factory. Speed or range? I don't know. Speed seems more important for a factory, especially if it has overload, but they're both pretty important. For 50, I don't know what we do for 50. So this could be an option here. And then it's like, oh, okay. So the melter's here. Now it goes into the lock, which is not good. But at least we have the speed. We need the range, actually. Okay. Just kind of casually one shots the factory there. I'm not sure if like range is more important or speed, but you think with the sandworm, like the range might be more important. So, you know, does seem like the sandworm just really works with this factory as a follow-up, but you have to put it on the line. So I don't know. This might be the better play just because of how easy it is to execute, and you know it doesn't go into the fire. It does cost a lot more, but I don't know. Like you're like if he has multiple, I don't know because like you also want a range on the factory. So yeah, let's just say I don't know what's better, but this is an option instead of going range because this is kind of like the factory's worst nightmare. But then it might be good to go for the Samurai once you see the factory. You might actually go for like some kind of like a crazy like fort play or like burst on the Phantom Ray. And in that case, you know you have to go for armor or something, or you know maybe missile interceptor, which I don't think is going to work that well against burst, but still. Anyways, glad to win that one.